Hey guys, Jason here with Andrew, and welcome back to part 4 of the Gauntlet reacting to your hot takes. So last time we kind of figured out that sometimes it's not just a hot take, sometimes people just want to get something off their chest, and then that's all right. We're all about that community love, Duel Masters. I ran out of words. Anyway, Andrew,
welcome to DM Therapy with Jason and Andrew.
If you want DM Therapy to be a new series, please let us know in the comments. But for now, it'll be hot takes, so let's jump in. Bear Hunter says, Mummy Wrap is a playable card in wall decks that run out of cards quick. There is no downside if you have no cards yourself. Smiley face.
Oh man, what does this card even do?
So what Mummy Wrap does, it's a 3-mana 1k creature. Instead of having this creature attack, you may tap it to use its tap ability. Each player discards a card at random from their hand.
Oh, so it's like a ghost touch, a mutual ghost touch.
Yeah, but as Bear Hunter says, if you run out of cards quick, then there's no downside.
This is a hot take. I feel like. Is this smiley face a little bit of sarcasm? I don't know. Maybe not.
I'm gonna assume it's not.
Yeah, okay, this is a hot take. I think I would maybe give this even a 5. How do you play this card if you don't have any cards?
Yeah. You got me.
Yeah. I guess the thing is he's also tap ability, so your opponent can probably just kill it.
Yeah. Yeah, because the thing is, if you break it down, 3-mana 1000, not particularly fast, and not particularly difficult to remove, spell-wise or creature-wise, right? And aside from those general problems, and the general problem of tap ability, what kind of wall deck would you even play him in?
Yeah, exactly, right. Maybe with I can't remember the card. The card that prevents
Ariel.
Ariel. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless Bear Hunter has figured out something that we haven't, which is entirely possible, by the way. I'm not seeing it. I think it's just too easy to stop. So I would give this a 5 out of 5.
I was gonna say maybe he'll show it in the next IDC.
That's true. And if you are a new IDC Bear Hunter, we're rooting for you. Please prove us wrong about Mummy Wrap.
It's a Mummy Wrap. I didn't even know this card existed. Wait, what set is this card?
Shockwaves. So set 10.
Oh, okay, that's pretty late. Okay.
For the next take, Say Productions says, let's add some pepper in there too. Corile is fair and balanced. It even needs to be 3k power rather than 2k, since at 2k, it's useless after its come into play effect has been used.
So Say is, I guess, saying...
Yes.
That it should be like buffed, right? So it goes beyond our video that we put out, like how we explain that Coral is not broken.
Yes. Say agrees with us. Say says Coral is fair and balanced.
Mm-hmm. But even beyond that, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Okay, so the thing is, I think a 2 to 3k change is not too impactful, especially for a card that's 5 mana.
Yep.
I feel like at that point, like a 1 power 1k difference, it's probably not going to impact that much.
Okay.
So the change is minimal, but I do think that it probably is okay as it is.
Right.
Just because I feel like the whole reason why we made that video, or the original video, or explaining how Coral is balanced, was that people thought it wasn't, right? I guess we even thought it was pretty overpowered back in the day.
Well, I thought that people thought it wasn't, but based on the comments, I think a lot of people agreed. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
I guess people's opinions change as well, just like
yes,
that.
Yeah.
coming to like a conclusion is that I feel like it's okay as it is. I feel like it probably doesn't need changes. So in that regard, I'll give him one more chili than my score of 1 before. So 2 chilies.
Well, it's good that you kind of fixated on that power level thing, because I would give this 1 chili. I don't think it's a hot take at all, based on the feedback to the video, based on people's adoption rate of Core Island decks. Like, if you look at the IDC decks, you look at Earth Powers decks, you look at our decks, Core Island is not making the cut. Bumping it up from 2 to 3K might give it some more use in like specific scenarios, maybe. You know, it's kind of like Rumbling Terrorhorn, I guess, in that it's a mini boss of sorts, but it could use the power boost. I don't think it matters too much.
Yeah,
and
I feel like the power, it's neither here or there.
I would agree that Core Isle is fair and balanced, even though it's kind of annoying to play against sometimes. All right, for the next one, Jacob says, the Wizards of the Coast dub names sucked in almost every single instance, and we would have been a lot better off with the OCG names. I can list some heinous examples, but just one that I noticed recently that would have been so badass as the original name is that Lockdown Lizard used to be Talisman Lizard. That explains the artwork so much more. But now, it does make me wish he had been DM13, so he could have been Lightfire.
Did Jacob make this comment after COVID? Because he doesn't like the lockdowns?
I mean, well, yeah, because...
Yeah, because this video is coming out.
It's from June 2023.
You know when you first said... the OCG names, all I can think of is Judgment Flame of the what is it? Of the Spear.
Judgment of the Flame Spear and the Water's Blade.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a pretty cool. It's a pretty cool name, but then it's also a mouthful. So I don't know how well it would. How well that would translate in the TCG. Okay, yeah, I would say this is a pretty hot take because I think although I guess some of the OCG names might sound cooler, it's also I feel like it's not like proper English.
Right, yeah, because it's a translation, right?
It's not a translation.
Not an actual, I guess, carefully crafted name.
Yeah, so I'm still on Wizard's side for this one. Although I do think Talisman Lizard does sound a bit cooler. Yeah. So Jacob is saying how he
hates the English names.
Oh, he hates the English names. Okay, so I would say that's probably a 4 out of 5.
Oh yeah. Keep it. We gotta keep it political. We're still holding out for that Wizards of the Coast sponsorship. For me, man, this is one of those that like I kind of agree with the spirit of the comment, but it goes a bit far, which makes these videos kind of interesting because I feel like if we look back at the previous ones, you'll hear me say, I agree with the spirit of the comment, but not necessarily the comment itself. And then it turns out it's from Jacob, right?
All right, yeah.
I think for this one, I would give it 2.5 out of 5, which is the classic middle of the road. Because I think in general, like the OCG names are probably cooler. The one that springs to mind for me is Demon Hand over Terror Pit.
I think Terror Pit's pretty cool.
I think Demon Hand is cool.
What about Spark?
Holy Spark versus Holy Awe.
Yeah.
I think they're both pretty good, but we developed the funny pronunciation of Holy Awe, which doesn't quite work with Spark.
But then we also have Spark. For
Yeah. Okay, we are getting way off track, but what I'm trying to say is, I think if we do a comparison, we will have a really hard time finding an instance where the translated name is cooler than the original name. That's just my opinion, and that's also just a feeling. I haven't really gone into it extensively. And I think also some of the localizations probably don't make that much sense. Like he cited Talisman Lizard as an example here. I have a feeling that is probably going to be the case quite a few times.
Right, I see. Yeah.
So I can see where he's coming from, even though I do think some of the English names are pretty good. So I don't fully agree. And our boy Jacob is back. This next hot take will seem to conflict with my last one, but just follow me here. I'm usually vehemently against any deviations in the TCG from the OCG, but the nerfs from the Duema OCG into the Duel Masters TCG were some of the best calls possible. 8 out of the 10 nerfs were Water and Darkness cards that were way too good. He's sick of Water Dark control that plagued the early to mid DMTCG meta, but to imagine being in the OCG back then is trepidatious. All of them were effectively OP draw or discard, and he's thankful that they have never gotten to run rampant in our meta. Too bad for Storm Javelin Wyvern, though.
Who was that guy?
That is Ruthless Sky Terror. So originally it was 4 mana 7k, can attack, untap light and water.
That would have been pretty interesting, actually.
Yeah, I don't think
Ruthless
it
is not that good, yeah. My first reactions to this one was some of the cards are like unplayable though, so maybe they overdid it a little.
Right.
Like some Astral Warper.
Yeah, that was definitely an overcorrection.
What about Armored Growblab?
Yeah, poor guy, man. I think Valborg was a bit on the strong side, but I don't think he needed it.
Yeah, exactly right. I feel like towards, I guess, the later even cycle of the TCG, I think, yeah, he would have been okay. Well, I mean, he would have been good, but like, there'll be other cards or other decks that can compete.
Yes.
Yeah, so in that regard, I really can only think of Marinomancer, where I think they did a good job there. Can you think of any others?
Okay, my chili score for this is probably a 2. I think by and large, most people will agree with the nerfs. And if you were given the choice of having, like Astral Reef or Astral Warper in the card pool, I think in the name of diversity, more people would probably prefer the weaker one.
Sure.
But I think the nerfs were quite good. Like Cyber Brain to Brain Serum was a bit of a bummer, but I think it's pretty reasonable. Marinomancer is also reasonable, even though I think DMP Aquan is like the best middle ground. Cranium Clamp, Demon Vice to Cranium Clamp.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Cranium Clamp. Yeah.
Curse Totem to Cryptic Totem is good.
Yeah, in that case, I do feel like there is a couple of pretty good ones. Yeah, no, I was gonna give it a higher chili score, but yeah, now that you brought up those examples, because I also don't like seeing cards getting like changed so much that they don't see play anymore.
Yes,
because that also means they've kind of missed the mark. But
I agree.
But you've given some good examples, so I'll also give it a 2.
Nice. Not very often that I can convince you. For the next one, Seryu says Soulswap is only broken in Fortress variants.
Oh boy.
So,
Oh
boy. Seryu wants to give us the views. We appreciate that.
Oh. Okay. Well, this is probably like a 10 out of 5. What can I say? I guess like Soulswap is good in like all decks that run nature.
Yes, I agree. Oh, wait, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. It's only broken in Fortress variants.
Oh.
So good and broken mean two different
okay.
things.
It doesn't mean okay. I could see. But is that also just a product of Fortress being like a pretty broken deck? Oh no, but then maybe that is because of Soulswap. So I guess the argument is circular.
Yes.
Okay, let me think about what other decks run Soulswap.
Everything. Everything with nature that's not Fire Nature Rush,
exactly.
even though it can run Soulswap.
Yeah, with Sky Sword, I think that combo is pretty busted.
Yep.
What else? I guess one thing I've come to appreciate more and more of Soulswap is like you don't really have to get out the big boss monsters. You can also just get out like Petrova or Mysterious.
Yes.
And it's also
That's very
pretty
true.
good.
Yeah.
And then like within like those swap box kind of decks,
Yes.
you can use it as kind of like a 3 mana version of the creature that you're planning to play. So for example,
Right.
like Baz.
Yes.
And then you can play a Coral afterwards.
Yes. Yeah, that's what we used to do in season 2.
Yeah, with Soulswap. Yeah, I guess I'm out of ideas, but what do you think, Jason?
Yeah, definitely 5 out of 5. I think, again, looking to the top level, aside from Fortress Burn, we have Soulswap in Fire, Water, Nature aggro, and we also have it in Forbos. In fact, it's a key enabler of Forbos control.
Yep.
Survivors are actually very good. Even like Water, Light, Nature, like the Beastfolk Mafia colors, I think
Yes.
Soulswap would make that better.
Yep.
So I definitely disagree with this one. Soulswap is very good.
Although, I guess, jumping on your previous comment, it is pretty broken in Fortress.
Yes, but it's not only broken in Fortress. It's broken in a lot of things. For the next take, Anti-Anime, first of all, wild name, says, bring back the Tadomida podcast.
Oh man, all the hot takes are in this one.
I think this is the hottest one of all. Oh,
You can't beat the last one, right? The 10 out of 5.
Well, to you it's 10 out of 5. To me it's 5 out of 5.
Okay. Maybe maybe anti-anime PFP just wants us to feel better.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think this is a pretty hot take.
Yeah.
I guess just looking by it, it's not like we don't enjoy making these. Like I love talking about anything really, anything DM related.
Yes.
And I think the Tadomida talk show was was a good try at that. I think in practice I feel like short form content is much more suitable for I guess today's generation. And
Though in saying that, based on our analytics, the people who watch our video are usually like our age and older.
yeah, that's true. But even then, you just like look at the analytics, right? And
Exactly.
no one. Well, I wouldn't say no one. I think you would be a pretty. I was gonna say die hard, but that's probably not the right word. I guess a fan of the podcast format for you to, I guess, sit through it. Is I guess my understanding or my take.
Yeah, for sure. Really, I think this analytics is kind of the is my only argument for this because we do pay attention to what videos are doing well, what people like, what people don't really like so much. And outside of a few episodes, which I think were really isolated cases, the Tadomida talk show didn't do very well, even in comparison to like our other videos. Usually it would be in the bottom, because like for reference, when you go into YouTube Studio, it'll show your latest video, and then it's ranking out of 10, out of your last 10 videos.
Yeah.
It was always definitely in the bottom part, kind of like the 8 to 10. So not so good. People were not really fans of it, or I don't know. I don't know what it was, but it's fair enough. As you said, Andrew, it was a good try, but maybe not.
Yeah, it's sad.
But thank you, Auntie, for trying to boost our egos.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
there's
think
more.
this is the I think this is the final hot take. Skoyanasan says shield triggers should be castable in response to attacks and blocks. full cost. I've made a DM spin-off game with this twist, and it rocks. So some shameless self-promotion, but I gotta respect it.
Does he mean that like you keep the mana?
This is my interpretation of it. So let's say you are on 6 mana, and it's my turn.
Okay.
So I have 3 guys out, and then I attack you. And on my turn, while I'm attacking you, you can tap 6 mana and cast Holy off from your hand because it's a shield trigger. That's how I interpret this.
I mean,
I guess it follows when my turn ticks over to you. Actually, I don't know. Like, does your mana untap?
Yeah, does your mana untap? Yeah, I guess it has to, right? Yeah. I think it has to. Otherwise, that would be pretty bad.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like saving mana, so you can do something on your opponent's turn, or you can save mana as a bluff. That would be pretty interesting.
Yes.
So, I guess my raw reaction to this is that it's cool, but it's also very complicated.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm less on board with this one than I am with the main phase 2. That might be just because we played Yu-Gi-Oh before and we know how the main phase 2 like functions, which might not be the case for people who only played DM or other card games. But I just feel like this is I feel like this just ruins kind of the flow too much. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, my knee-jerk reaction is to say it's a cool idea, but it's also very complicated. Yeah. Maybe Scott Skoyanasen can elaborate in the comments of this video. Maybe that'll help clear things up. Mm-hmm. But no matter how I interpret it, I still prefer the original design. And I guess, Jason resistant to change, but I don't know, like, I think the DM TCG is just really well designed. I don't think it needs this. But it could be a cool idea to explore in other games that use the mana system. But I don't think they should be castable in response to attacks and blocks. I think shield triggers and hand guards are good enough for the TCG.
Yeah, I guess this would be totally in like the Yu-Gi-Oh sphere of things. Like, yeah, like you said, like hand traps is kind of what this is.
Yeah, very much so. Wow.
It definitely would be quite interesting. Just I don't think it will fit.
Yeah, I think you summarized it best when you said it would ruin the flow of the game, but this blew my mind. I guess I'll just give it a 3 out of 5.
Because you don't know what to do. No, you would give it a 2.5, right?
2.5 is like the agree with the sentiment, but not the idea. Okay. Yeah, all right, fine. Yeah, okay. 2.5 out of 5. Yeah, let's go.
2.5 is just like, it can go either way.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give it 2.5 as well. I like these janky ideas.
Yeah. And that brings us to the end of the video, us reacting to your hot takes again. So I guess let us know in the comments if you want us to keep doing this hot takes style
if you want
format.
A trilogy.
or if you just want some DM therapy. Let us know. But we really enjoy doing these videos. It's nice that like we don't get to spend so much time actively managing the channel anymore, but it's nice to still get to interact with people using this, Pretty cool. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, and we'll see you guys next time.